Hello guys. We will wait few more minutes for some people to join. All have started joining. Let's start by 6:40 exactly. So good evening, guys. Let's start the session for today. I hope few of them just still joining. Um, Let me admit them first. Okay. So yes, yes. So how are you today? How are you, everyone? Okay. So we have seen the seen about cybersecurity for last 2 days. We have this final day, and we are going to see some interesting topics today. And I will also, at the end of the session, I will also share some insights about the career growth in the cybersecurity and how to land the jobs on cybersecurity. I will also show you some insights, and I will also share my experience as a technical lead. I will share you the experience, like how the real world are expecting the resource to be and how they are filtering the resource. This kind of information we will share to you. So stay tuned till the end of the session. You will get some insights that will be really useful. And today's topic, we're going to see about how you manage the vulnerabilities, how you can report it, how you can assess it, how you can patch it. These kind of things we're going to see today. So let's hop on the session. I hope my screen is visible. You are saying my voice is echoing. Is it good now? I've adjusted my settings. Is it good now? I believe it's good now. So if you have any issues or if you have any doubts or needed any clarification, you can stop me anytime. I'm watching the comments on second screen. You can ask me any doubts, or if you have any clarity issues in my voice and video, you can stop me anytime. Let's hop on to this today's session. So initially, we are going to see about the comprehensive overview of vulnerability management. So how from identification to remediation, like how to identify the vulnerabilities and how to resolve it, how to patch it. We're going to see we're going to see a tour of how we are working day by day about this vulnerability management. Yes, so vulnerability management is the uh, biggest thing what we do in cybersecurity careers. We are going to identify the vulnerability, evaluate, uh, and we're going to address it by patching the systems. So these are all the process of vulnerability management. The whole team of cybersecurity will be responsible for this vulnerability management. Vulnerability can be very from system to system and stack to stack what we are using. It can vary as it is. So but the process is common. We're going to identify the vulnerability, evaluate, and address it as it's close its loophole. So let's have made a presentation for this. So this we can see the vulnerability management life cycle, how we start and how we end it. And also we will see the best practices of vulnerability management and what are the methodologies we follow. My voice is not clear. Okay, give me a minute.
Hope it should be good now. So is it clear? My voice is clear. I believe it is so. If you are again facing the issues, let me know. I will stop and I will do some updating. So let's continue for this vulnerability management lifecycle. So understanding vulnerabilities. Initially, we need to first of all, we need to have an awareness about vulnerability. What are the vulnerabilities we may find, and what are the vulnerabilities previously documented? We need to study those things first to manage the vulnerability. It is the first steps that you need to be aware of vulnerability that has been previously occurred and also previously occurred in other systems similar to us. This is the first step you need to take in the vulnerability management. You need to identify the weakness of the system. You need to identify the loophole of the system, that is the flaw of the system. The system can be a server, software, a specific software or a specific server, all combinedly together. It can be anything, but the process complete from the development to deployment. It can be a process to from development to deployment. You need to see the weakness of process or systems, and you need to find the vulnerability and you need to manage it. This is the process for understanding the vulnerabilities. As the first step, you make the assessment. You make the awareness, and the second step, you make the assessment. So in this way, you can now understand the vulnerabilities according to your specification, of your process, of the system you are working. So identification techniques, we have multiple identification techniques. Vulnerability identification techniques, we have multiple tools, but what the core is like, we have to we have like automated scanning and manual testing and threat intelligence. We have these three major techniques. Automated scanning is nothing but we will have some test suite kind of things we will have, which will automatically scan for any vulnerabilities available in the system. These automatic scanning will be capable of finding only the vulnerability that has already been exploited in some other that has been occurred externally, not in our current system, but it has an history. It will test from the history. It will scan from the history of vulnerabilities that is applicable for our system or not. It will we will decide, and we will configure the automatic scanning. So that will identify the threats that has already been appeared on the history. Manual testing is a human intervention where a good resource can put their potential knowledge into it. Highly intelligent and highly effective technique. So manual testing, automated scanning can help us to process the basic things. It can cover up the basic things. We don't want to use the resource for that, for covering the basic testing. But the manual testing, we will have some human intelligence into it. So human intervention can add an additional layer of intelligence to in the technology, in the process for identifying the vulnerability. And the threat intelligence. Threat intelligence, you say like again it's a highest level of a good resource, a resource who have the knowledge of threats, good knowledge of threats, and who is capable to identify the threat more than a common resource. In this way we will need to make sure that our system has a threat intelligence. So these are all the techniques we use to identify the vulnerabilities at the first stage. Assessment and prioritization. Again, this is again identifying the vulnerability. So we will need to make an assessment and prioritization. We will have some metrics. We need to make the we have some metrics to assess the vulnerabilities that has been I like to raise on our system, so that business can make a decision against it. So we can avoid this, or we can catch it, or we can we can let it be as it is. It is up to the business decision, but we need to make the assessment. The assessment will contain some metrics and also priorities, which will be the issues, the vulnerability that are crucial will be on the top, and the vulnerability that are less weighted will be on the list. Remediation strategies. Remediation is the thing where we patch the vulnerabilities. We solve the vulnerabilities. We close the gate for loopholes. That is the remediation. We need to build the remediation strategies. Remediation strategies can patch management, configuration changes, or system upgrades. We will have a few strategies upgrade, but the final result is we are going to patch the vulnerability we have found in the previous phases. Continuous monitoring. Continuous monitoring is once we make the remediation, we need to monitor the vulnerable. We need to continuously monitor the effectiveness of the defense we made, and as well as we need to monitor the vulnerability that's going to be whether the solution we made is really working or not. We need to continuously monitor it. Regular scans and updates will ensure this security remains as a top priority. Challenges in vulnerability management. So what we are going to face in vulnerability management, we face resource constraints. As I said yesterday, we have a huge demand in cybersecurity. So finding a good resource, capable resource is hard nowadays. It's been hard nowadays, and this vulnerability management will also it is also a complex and challenges process. It will be good for people who love challenges in their career, but again, as it says, it is a complexity. It requires a lot of knowledge and lot of trainings to work without any paces, without any with a full pace in this environment. So understanding these challenges, we need to focus on vulnerability management as well as resolving those challenges when we work on those vulnerability management environment. Best practices, as I said, whatever you do previously, I have been shared last couple of days. So whatever you do, always to consider a best practices in the ecology. So you can find it on the internet where you can see we can see the best practices, get that and implement it in any ways. Always whatever you are adapting, it is always whatever you are implementing, it is always best to adapt the best practices on the implementation, and you may come to aware of it and you may implement it. So that is all about vulnerability management. We will see about vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, a very famous VAPT title. We need to in this topic we will see how to safeguard the web and network security. Before that, do we have any clarification on previous vulnerability management discussion, guys? Do you have any doubts, or do you need any clarity related to that? You may ask in the comment section. I'll wait for 1 minute. Hope everyone are clear about the previous topics. Let's go for vulnerability assessment and pen testing. So vulnerability assessment and pen testing has a large scale value in current ages. We need to find the weakness of the system. We need to try to penetrate the system after finding the weakness of the system. This mostly VAPT will mostly exploited or tried on the web and networks. So we need to ensure that web the network. So if you are working on the web and network domain, we need to ensure to have the practices of PAPT inside within our team, as well as we need to ensure the security of web and network. Vulnerabilities, you know what is mean by vulnerability? That are weakness that can be exploited by the attackers. So types of vulnerabilities are software flaws, misconfiguration, human errors, uh, as well as the outdated systems. So software flaws is what we are mean what if we are using some third party, or we are using some software, it may contain some flaw that can affect us. So that is software flaw. Misconfiguration is we are missing we are opening some additional configuration or closing some required configurations, comes under misconfiguration. And human errors are errors that if you make a password as very like admin or what else your company name as a password. So these are all comes under human errors. So it is essential for developing effective security measures. You need to know this, and you need to know how to handle this. Importance of penetration testing. Pen testing is very important. That we will pen testing are done by white box tester, black box tester. So these pen testing will always ensure to will always ensure that the external attackers will not before before external attackers finding the vulnerability, our team will find the vulnerability and report, and we can make a security defense at proactively, so that our system is safeguarded. Effective vulnerability assessment. Effective vulnerability assessment. The key strategy includes we need to scan. We need to run the scans regularly on the systems as well as the softwares, and we need to prioritize the vulnerability which is crucial, and we need to know which is crucial and which is highly damageable vulnerabilities. So we need to prioritize those vulnerability and comprehensive reporting. We need to always document and report the vulnerabilities and implement strategies, and as well as what is the status of the vulnerability and also how it was resolved. So these kind of things we need to have a comprehensive report as well as the documents related to that. Various tools are available for conducting vulnerability assessment. We have a lot of tools for vulnerability assessment and a lot of websites to learn vulnerability assessment. We in these days we have plenty of resources to gain the knowledge as well as train ourselves train ourselves for free. So there is a lot of private. Just you need is guidance. You can get a course or related a course related to this vulnerability penetration test, and there will be a lot of resources you can train yourself on. So make sure you utilize everything to shine on this area. So best practices for security. To enhance the security, organizations should adopt the best practices. As I said, always not only for this VAPT or not only for this uh, uh, sorry, not only for this VAPT or yeah. Yeah, so coming again. So best practices we should follow for everything. You need to know where are all the best practices. You need to know what are all the best practices in whatever thing you are going to implement. So make sure that you know the best practices. Complaints and standards. Complaints and standards are important when you go for a when you get into a senior role. You need to make sure complaints and standards you should follow for security compliances as well as business compliances. You need to know what are all the compliances are followed should be followed, and which part of area, like which part of countries or provinces you need to follow the compliances. So you need to have the awareness those comprehensive and standards. future outlook, how it's going to be vulnerability and penetration testing, how it's going to be in the future is a future for even not only a vulnerability assessment, the total cybersecurity is huge, and then there are a lot of evolvements came as web and cloud also getting evolved frequently. So the future of this cybersecurity, cloud security, vulnerability assessment, and penetration testing, IoT security, whatever it may be, the future is evolving. As future is evolving, cybersecurity also should evolve. So there is a huge demand for this complete career path. So that's all about BAPT, guys. Do you have any questions? Let's wait for one more minute. So if anyone have questions, you can ask. I will wait for a minute. And so you are asking about examples. So regarding what? Regarding this VAPT, you are asking about regarding some example regarding this VAPT. Trends and complaints. Okay. Okay, complaints. We will let the GDPR be the best complaints. That is very famous. European countries will follow the GDPR that the data should not reach beyond their boundaries. This is GDPR where Europeans follows. So we should know about this. We need to secure our business or software that works on the that collects the data from the European people. It need to be stayed inside the boundaries of Europe, and many other countries have these kind of complaints. Even ISO 27001, those are also a complaint that Indian business should follow on the cyber security. So there are a few complaints that is made by government on the uh, on their country's boundaries, so that we will so that the business will follow the guidelines and complaints. Okay, I guess I got to explain to you. If you have any other doubt, let's wait for one more minute to anyone to ask. If it is done, we will proceed for next chapter. I guess I'm clear about this. Let's go for next topic. navigating the future, emerging trends and compliances in cybersecurity. So cybersecurity trends is like how we are how we are how we are driven in the work by day to day, and what are the future, what is the current trend, what is the current flow, and what is the future flow. This comes under the cybersecurity trends. So uh, yeah, in upcoming slides, we will see about this emerging trends as well as the compliance. So we will discuss about the compliances in the slides. So let's jump onto it. So this trend, the AI trend is currently there is an AI trend and the rise of AI in cybersecurity too. This is the era of artificial intelligence. There are much many softwares are building on AI, and as well as also you not only simply rely on AI, it is also rely on cloud with AI. So organization leveraging AI will definitely will proactively seek for an of resources who are based in identifying the vulnerabilities and the threats, and also AI with cloud is the companies who are emerging AI in current trend, they are also more into cloud, so they will seek for AI security as well as the cloud security for safeguarding their resources. Zero trust architecture. This is a thing guys, you need to know about the. This is a this is a good topic. You need to know. There is something called zero trust architecture. This is like zero trust model. We with the system or process that recognize the threats can be come from both outside and inside. Like insiders can also attack our system, outsiders can also attack our system. So we need to build a zero trust architecture for the business and processes for ensuring the safety. But the process or uh, the process or architecture we built that should not be dependable on a single resource. So this is called zero trust architecture. Uh, it should be very capable of it should be capable of closing the systems at every end. There shouldn't be any loopholes for any resources, even in the internal team. Compliance and regulation, as previously I said, you asked about this. Here are few compliances: GDPR, HAPAA. So what this is a mandate that is implied by the government. If we didn't follow this, we can impose a penalty, and we can also have a huge risk of shutting down the businesses. So this we need to know about the compliances of the uh, compliances. We need to follow the compliances, regulation, and guidelines of the countries wherever we are working. Cloud security challenges. Again, I'm coming as AI security. We will have a cloud security too. Cloud security is the main most things, and the attacks mostly happen in the cloud because it can be done from anywhere, anytime. So this is that is the challenge that cloud faces. So we will have data breaches, misconfiguration, inadequate access. There are a lot of things, and there is some standards like open web application uh, uh, framework. There is an open web application security project who has they will have some vulnerability listings. These are all related to cloud and web. You need to ensure there is a lot of challenges, lot of breaches facing in the cloud. And the second is the proliferation of IoT devices. IoT devices, that is the device that communicate, that is an intelligent device that communicate data through internet or internet IoT devices. IoT security is also emerging field. It is already emerged, and also it is a demanding field. Employee training and awareness. Yes, cybersecurity resource is also responsible to train the employees and make the awareness of any conducting sessions to train the employees and make aware of phishing, malwares, and also they should bring the security conscious to the organization. So we should as cybersecurity resources, not only safeguarding the software, we should also train the employees to avoid to be vulnerable to the attackers. Future of cybersecurity. So as I previously we discussed, the future of cybersecurity is very good. As trends getting evolved, cybersecurity will also get evolved, and and we should have the thing we should maintain is we should have a continuous learning, and we need to continuously implement those knowledge into systems. As a proactive measures, we should take to defend our systems or processes from the outside attack. So that's it about the complaints and uh, that's it about those complaints and also we saw few challenges and we saw some branches on previous topics on cybersecurity. So do you guys have any doubt in this? I'll wait for a minute. Let's continue after a minute. Okay, my voice is cracking. I didn't grab that. Uh, hold on a minute. Okay, guys, is it better now? No, your attendance is not showing. Okay, you can contact LetsUpgrade team. They will help you with this. You follow with them to mark your attendance. I hope my voice is clear. So if you have any questions, guys, you can ask in the comment section in the chat. Otherwise, we can continue this next topic. This is the final topic we're going to discuss about in our sessions in the day 3 as well as we have completed this 3 days. This is our final session. This topic is about the robust cybersecurity, establishing a robust of cybersecurity. We have to have an effective patch management and secure network design strategies. So this topic is kind of going to be a little high level for the beginners. But I hope it will be interested, and as well as you will get some insights about patch management as well as the network securities. So as we have discussed, cybersecurity is about all about the effective patch management. The result of cybersecurity a role is role ends at effective patch management and secure network design. Not only network design, we are talking about the cloud and networks. That's why we mentioned network design, but somehow secure design, so secure some designs. So this is the final stage of cybersecurity resources. So they will have effective patch management and able to design and estimate with security strategies. So cyber threats are majorly happened in malware, phishing, and ransomware. So we already discussed this about yesterday. Uh, Malware is nothing but malicious software, where software that is doing something that intended not to do. Phishing is something a clone of a repetitive business with a slightly different URL. And ransomware is nothing but blocking the access or data of a business and demanding some money from businesses unethically. Patch management is the it is the last leg of the process of identifying the vulnerabilities, assessing it, reporting it, and finally patching it. Regular patching is regular. There should be a regular patching to fix the vulnerabilities that could be exploited by the attackers, and also we need to have an internal team to a mock attack, do a mock attack, and so we can patch our system and avoid the external attacks. Steps in patch management. Steps in patch management is inventory, assessment, deployment, and verification. So what here we will do is, inventory is like we have implemented the patch and we have assessment is the next step. We have assessment the patch, so we will let know about it is really going to work or not, and then we will deploy it, and finally we will verify on the production systems. Designing a secure network involves implementing principles such as segmentation, least privileges, and defense in depth. These are the principles you can follow at the entry level, so that your environment is safe and secure. So what is segmentation is segmentation is isolating each module separately, and least privileges always giving the least privileges to any users, any access you are giving. And defense in depth. Defense in depth is we need to make multi-layer defense to multi-layer security strategies to defend the attackers. So best practices in network security. You can close. I'm not audible. Is it better now? I guess, please, you can check your network issue. I have a good network speed. I guess you should check yours. Make sure you have a good network and let me know if I not audible, even if you have a good network. So I'm just saying about the best practices in network security. I can blindly say the firewall is the best practices, and also you should use an intrusion detection system, and you need to also conduct a regular security audits. Addition to this, we have already discussed about the employee training, and you need to implement the safe practices in the environment of your organization. Monitoring and response strategies. Continuous monitoring. We need to make a continuous monitoring to identify the threats earlier before the outsider attackers before the outsider attackers can really attack our system. Organization should develop an incident response plans, like if something happens, what can we do it immediately so that business stays on the line. So this is this is an incident response plan, and this should be approached proactively, and we need to make the attack as minimum damage, and also have a quick recovery with the backup and restores as a day. These are all the basic kind of things, but really we need to focus on quicker recovery. Establishing robust cybersecurity requires commitment of effective patch management. So the robust cybersecurity, where it really ends is we need to make a effective patch management as well as the secure design architecture. By implementing these strategies, what are the strategies where we discussed? It can be better to have in a guideline. Follow those guidelines, and following those guidelines, we can protect our systems and enhance our security threats. So these are about future of cybersecurity, guys. So what do you think, and how is your session? You can give a feedback in the comments, or else in this chat. You can give the feedback. Okay, yes. If you have any doubts, you can ask here. I'm here to explain. And in few minutes, I will share about the insights, how the real time career opportunities works, and how the real time resources will work, and what are the challenges they're facing, what are all the expedite we are expecting in the field. So I will share you those insights shortly in few minutes. Until then, if you have any doubts, you can ask. We will wait for some people to ask their doubts. If you have any doubts, we can continue. So post it in a comment section. What are all the doubts you have? Hope guys you are all good with these discussions we made. So I'm going to share you the valuable insights. I want to know if you are interactive, and I don't want to waste the resources. So uh, can you add a comment in the chat or comment section to know that so we will discuss about whether we can discuss about it or not. You can post it in a comment section or in the chat box. So guys, let's wrap up session. Then within your question you asked, Chris, is relevant to the topics we discussed, but still I will add an answer to it. This depends, Nitin, how you are configured your outbound traffic and as well as inbound traffic system as well as the VM. So if it is direct inbound and outbound, PM won't go step into the proxy. If you configure the system as inbound and outbound, even the system will act as a proxy, and again, to keep the system as VPN or proxy, it will do the it will not directly be exposed, but somehow there will be a middleman who will always be who can always be expose you in the expose you in your IP in case of request. So thank you guys. Thank you all about today's session. Subscribe to LetsUpgrade and have enrolled on a student program. So yeah, so please do follow. And also if you have any requests for future classes, you can post it on the comment section as well as in the chat box. Thank you guys. Thank you for attending today's session.